Good evening, folks, and welcome to Hoover High School. What a special night in 7A. Hyche Hoops is in the house on WOTM. Bart Hyche along with my teammate, my partner, Big Dub. Hey, we up in the nest tonight, man. What you think?
We're up here in it, B. Hyche.
Exactly. That's probably because we used to come over here and win. That might be why they put us all over here.
Yeah, that's right.
But no, we're happy to be here. Spain Park, number 7 in 7A. Hoover, number 2. Jason, this is a heavyweight bout. I mean, it's going to be back and forth. 7A is going to be so competitive. What can we expect tonight out of these two teams?
Well, I'm going to put it out here like this. These two teams play different than a lot of the other teams in 6 and 7A. They really put emphasis on getting the ball inside.
Yes.
They've got, both teams have numerous quality big guys. They have been, the guards for both teams have been taught how to get that thing in there. So I expect a really physical game inside the three-point line.
As do I, and this is such a rivalry game. Used to these teams were in the same area, they're not anymore, and so when do they match up? It'll be down the road. But let's talk about the talent a little bit for both of these teams. You got multiple D1 players in this game. Sam Wright has been a mainstay for Spain Park, and we'll talk about players to watch in a minute. But he's got offers. Zach Gray's going to lead. The young kids, Brown, London, Fairley, they're all getting looks. How much talent's in this game?
Lots of talent here, Bart. And I'm assuming there's some young kids that may have not been put in the pivotal roles that both teams will count on. So, yeah, definitely two teams loaded with talent.
And CLC, Christian Life Church, is our sponsor for our pregame, and our players to watch, as we mentioned, are coming up. For me, for Hoover, it's got to be Dwayne Brown. The 6'9", 255-pound sophomore. He posts so deep in the lane. Number 55, big fella. You got to keep an eye on him. And Hoover does a great job throwing it to him in the post. Excellent post feeders. And Salim London, son of Tariq London, who I played against, played at Alabama. Left-handed, can shoot it a little bit, but just wiry, long. Really good defender. Those are my two players to watch for Hoover. What about you for Spain Park, Jason?
Let's start with Sam Wright. Physical, very skilled, great footwork, can pass out of the post, really good hands, never quits on a play, Bart.
Yes.
He's always active. I watched him play Hartzell a couple weeks back. He really put a pounding on Hartzell on the backboards offensively.
And we know Zach Gray going to the lead. We know he can shoot it. He's an all-around player. But you really like the junior guard, Chase James.
Chase James is another young kid. He's a junior. I'm really looking forward to seeing who Coach Latch puts him on.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a bona fide matchup with him and London, him and Farley. Am I saying that right, Farley or Fairley?
Fairley.
Okay, Fairley.
How you're coachable at. That's good. We're coachable at too.
But both teams are going to guard each other. Every possession is going to be a battle. Looking forward to it.
Well, shooting to change is something, and you'll see the coaches. They have the T-shirts on, and it's a program. We'd like to welcome each of you to the game, Spain Park Hoover. It is part of the nation and statewide event, held to promote autism acceptance through athletics. Shooting to Change was started by Coach Drew Powell and his wife, Jenna Lee, in support of their son, Parker. When Parker was diagnosed with autism in 2014, the Powells wanted to help make a difference for Parker and kids like him. Teaming up with Project Outreach Gulf Coast, the Powells wanted to help start Shooting to Change the way we see and serve student programs like Project Outreach Service Clubs, to help serve and connect with students with disabilities, and to make this world better for us all. As you see both coaches there with their shirts on, Coach Ware and Coach Latch, who we'll talk about in just a second. But during the month of January and in the week of February the 4th, men's and women's high school and college basketball coaches around the state are and will show their support for this initiative by wearing Shooting to Change shirts provided to them by the Project Outreach Gulf Coast. And we are excited that tonight's game is a part of something bigger. And thank you for coming out and supporting Shooting to Change. So there are the coaches, Jason, Scott Ware, and Chris Latch. Talked to both of them. I talked to Scott Ware, and how much respect. You can see they've been laughing, they've been talking. They talk about Coach Chris Latch. I will all throughout the game. First off, there's Coach Ware. We'll talk about him. He just energy, fiery guy. He was here with Coach Burkett for a long time and has gotten this job, and this team is talented. They will guard you. It's all about defense. But this is not an easy job, and he has kept Hoover competitive year after year after year.
they've won state championships when nobody expected.
Correct.
You know, they upset a Mountain Brook team that nobody thought was going to get beat. Getting to Coach Latch, legendary coach. He is a coach's coach.
He good man.
Just legendary, man. That's all I can say. I told another coach the other day that we were going to call this game. They're like, "Oh, Coach Latch," and I was like, "Yeah, that's him. That's him."
Well, it's like even I know you're not a huge officials guy, but even the officials love Coach Latch. But no coach wants to coach against him. You can hear, and the thing is, you'll see this a lot tonight, but especially from Coach Latch, switching defenses constantly, keeping the other team off guard, seeing a scouting report in on how a player's going to go this direction, that direction, making them do things they don't do well. This game will be about scouting. Explain that to people.
Well, I'm going to say that I watched him the other day. No matter where these kids are on the floor, no matter how loud it gets in here, the only voice they hear is Coach Latch.
That's exactly right.
So I think the environment's going to be a good one. I guarantee you both teams are scouted up great. It's going to be a battle.
It is going to be a battle. Thank y'all for joining us here on Hyche Hoops. As I said, our pregame report was brought to you by Christian Life Church off of Valleydale. Pastor PJ, one of my good friends, he'll join us at halftime. Thank you for joining in on the pregame. Hyche Hoops is going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the starting lineups and our tip-off sponsored by Alice Maxwell Realty. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we are back. Hyche Hoops about to get it started. Hoover High School played here the first year in 1994. It's good a couple of times, bad once. But starting lineup, Spain Park, Corbin Long, Hunter Harrett, Zach Gray, Chase James, Sam Wright, Hoover, Jarrett Fairley, Elijah Heron, Salim London, Jonathan Casito, and Dwayne Brown. Actually, Richardson Fairley. There's that post position we talked about, and they're going early inside to London on the guard post, Jason.
I like the guard post right there, Bart. They see a size matchup, went right at it. Very successful. Good job.
Corbin Long, general, over to Harrett. You see the post passing and just how deep's the big fella, right?
2 possessions, 2 post feeds. 2 buckets.
If you like scoring at the rim and good post play, get ready. Here it comes. 3 for 3. That's big Dwayne Brown, sophomore.
We should have called Shaq on this one. I think he would have went nuts.
Oh, man, look at the movement and spacing, and look at that post positioning here. It's just one-on-one defense, man. That's a great pitch.
There's Wright working offensive glass, Bart.
Wow, his hands are good, Jason. It's right in front of us, but an offensive rebound. We'll talk about that in a minute. Just how important that is tonight. Spain Park on the glass. Casino over to Fairley. London. Heron looking for the reversal. Hoover always tries to get a couple reversals and at least get inside. Bad pass there. Steal by Heron.
Good defense right there by 12. Hand in the passing lane, causing the turnover.
And right now, this pace is a little bit trending towards Spain Park. They want to play it a little bit slower in the half court. Oh, and that's a great timing drive, ball screen. James, bucket.
Little defensive breakdown right there, Bart. James took advantage of it. Good bucket.
Well, here's those switching defenses we're talking about. It's back to a 2-3 zone now, and you see a 2-2-1 look, kind of like Buzz does. Coach Latch is a big Buzz Williams fan. Great defense inside. Hoover wants to catch it deep, Jason. That time Spain Park didn't allow him to. Good drive by London. What a battle.
Put back finish.
A lot of guys getting hands around this ball. That's 7A, folks, and we'll talk a little bit later on about just the physicality and length. These are two, as we hyped, heavyweight teams, right?
Let me ask you this, Bart. Has there been a defensive rebound in this game? I know there's been a couple offensive rebounds. Big fella.
I think there was one. Sam Wright with a little stare down. Multiple offers. He can shoot it too, Jason.
He came to play.
What a look. Good finish. Now you get a timeout. He's going to let them play through it here. Spain Park very efficient early, Jason.
That was a phenomenal pass. Leading 12 right there to the layup. It barely cleared the Hoover hand.
Good defense on the inside by Sam Wright, keeping Brown from getting it. Big shot. Now, when Fairley does that and he can make that jump shot, they're a different team.
Yeah, he looked very comfortable on that one, Bart.
Good foot positioning. Oh, and there's in the backcourt. That's what people really like about London. Like his father guarded me, was an excellent defender. London is long and really hard to deal with in the backcourt.
Yeah, you're going to see how that plays in later in the game. I think every dribble will be contested. Both teams hang their hat on being solid defensive teams.
They do, and free throws always such a key part. Tonight will be a key part for Hoover. Spain Park likes to beat you up with that physicality at the free throw line. So far, only one foul in the game halfway through the first quarter. The officials letting them play.
Well, Bart, let's take a look. Hoover they run subs in right here with some smaller guards. Let's see how that changes their offensive outlook for the next few possessions.
I like that, and also Spain Park bringing Jared Smith, the football stud, multiple SEC offers as a defensive end. Number 23 in black is a sophomore. Big kid, also Blevins in the game, number 32 for Spain Park. Subs early, let's see how the bench matters. Spacing so good by Spain Park. Look at the physicality, Jason, of 7A. Wow. You better not dribble in there off balance.
Well, the difference between 7A defense, that first dribble below the foul line is still getting contested.
Wow, what a half-court possession by Hoover. What defense. Can Spain Park just keep battling? Can Hoover keep guarding? Great help, and they get the turnover. What a possession by Hoover.
Man, these smaller guards came in there, and I think you would London's probably the 4 out there right now, right? Or the
He is. Coach Ware talked about maybe going small a little bit against this big lineup. You can't lose that guy. Lucky.
That's 2 in and outers for Gray.
They both looked good, and here's London. He can make that one. Maybe a little quick trigger there, off balance. I kind of like this angle to watch a game, though. This is kind of where I stand at Mississippi State football games, so up in the scoreboard club. So this is kind of a normal look to me. I don't mind it at all, especially seeing the physicality down here.
Man, both teams are guarding, man.
2-3 zone look by Coach Latch, mixing it up constantly. We talked about it. That's what he's going to do. We're going to get to our Hyche's hints if we ever get a break in the action. This zone look will slow Hoover down and keep this pace where Coach Latch wants it. Got to make open shots against it. Oh, offensive rebound. That's the danger.
Man, nobody's quitting on the play here. I think he was confused on who to box out right there. Leads to an easy bucket by Hoover.
Had some good movement off the ball that created that. Wow, look at the handle. Nice move by Sam Wright. And here goes Hoover. This is what they really like to do, is get out and score an early transition. Get it in that post and then find your shooter. Extra pass. Good offensive set, though. Let's see. Gonna get a charge. What do you think, partner?
Man, that charge or that situation has been highly debated, to say the least, this year.
As you see the great offensive rebound that time coming in. Flying in was Elijah Thomas. But go ahead, Jason.
Well, you see Gray had 2 threes go in and out. He's trying to get him an easy one. If there's a circle right there, that's probably a block. So maybe the AHSSA can come up with a solution there, because it's definitely the most debated topic.
Right now, I think you're right. I think it is. I'd love to see a circle. That's a big shot there. Look at the block out down low by Herrick. Love that 12. The guards for Spain Park are the ones that have got to start making some plays. Right now, it's all Hoover guards and all Spain Park bigs. Look at that defense baseline cutoff.
Bart, I like Grace being aggressive.
Yes.
You know, missing the first 2 threes that look great from here. Gets the charge call, and he's still on the attack right there. That shows you he's very confident.
He is, and so you have Jake Hyche, number 23, 6'10" senior, coming in for Hoover. Also number 30, Torbor, in the game. That was a foul on him. Yeah, I like Gray's body language, though. I think you're going to see him do some good things tonight. There he is with the ball. Also in for Spain Park, you've got TJ Momar, good-looking junior, number 5. Man, Hoover's active.
Hands in, man. Hands in every passing lane. Down on every dribble. Big shot.
Big shot, great drive by Hunter Herrick. Young kids out there, get the puppy set on the jump stop, pitch to your shooter. James for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice offensive play by Spain Park.
Staying in this 2-3 zone, Chris Latch is going to make Hoover shoot outside shots and bank on the fact that he can get them one shot and out. I really believe that, Jason. You see the movement going through from Hoover. When no one goes with him, it's zone.
Well, that would be the 4th possession that Hoover did not score.
What a look! Big time look by Corbin Long.
That's the second one that he's threaded the needle on right there. That's nice.
I mean, that's right at us and just coming down. The window there was not very much, and there's the shot at the end of the quarter. Spain Park up 3 on the road.
Nice.
I think we're going to keep it here, folks, and going in. We didn't get to do our hints, so we're going to do our Hyche's hints right now during this timeout for the game. I talked to both coaches, and first off, it's kind of the same thing. Mossy Oak Golf always brings them to us, and Jason, it's about rebounding. It's about easy baskets. It's about scoring around the rim. And for Spain Park, they want to win the easy basket battle, and they've done it so far, and also execute the scout and create imbalance. They've done that. As far as Hoover goes, they haven't done a great job, but it's been okay, limiting second shots. That is what Coach Ware was very serious about. You see how important the rim is. Hoover wants to dictate the pace and defend. If they defend, can create turnovers, make Spain Park uncomfortable in their offense, they can get out and run with the pace. What do you think about those high tips brought to you by Mossy Oak?
I think you're spot on right there, Bart. I think both teams have had some really good defensive possessions. Hoover in the man-to-man, Spain Park in the zone. They're late in that quarter. Really shaping up to be a first-class battle.
It is, and so this first half is brought to you by Alice Maxwell. Their team has served the Tuscaloosa community for decades. Alice Maxwell, after 50-plus years of combined real estate experience, $1 billion plus in total real estate sold and over 3,000 transactions. The Tuscaloosa-based company, Alice Maxwell team, is now expanding their services to Birmingham in the area. Go to maxwellteambirmingham.com. Excuse me. Cough button.
I like how Spain Park, they're rolling 4 big guys in, keeping them fresh. There goes James. James is probably not going to come out much tonight, Bart.
No, and he's really handling it. But look at the length of Hoover. That's what they do, Jason. It's just the passing lane is too long. And one.
Yeah, fairly London. These other young guards for Hoover, they stay in the passing lane. Nothing easy tonight here.
Nothing easy, and Long and Harriet are not as long, no pun intended, as the Hoover guards. You got to shorten those passing lanes. That ball there, if you're Harriet, you got to get up, young kids. Even if it forces you out a little bit, get where the ball can see you and make it easy for your passer.
Well, as Fairley makes this free throw here, Bart, I'm curious to see if Coach Latch will go to some backdoor cuts to alleviate some of that passing lane play of Hoover.
And there's a run and jump there. Run and jump out of their man-to-man pressure. Man, every possession matters, man. Hoover really gets down in guards. Look at that right there. Good defense by the young fella.
55 walled up well right there. Brown's a load down there.
Casito couldn't get it to go. Nice little Euro move. And here comes Long. 16-16, as you see. The Alice Maxwell team bug. Wow, might have got and one right there. That was a big-time take by T.J. Lamar. This game is about one word to me right now, Jason Yarbrough: toughness.
It is tough. Both teams are getting after it.
Only about 4 miles from each other, both located in Hoover.
One of those pride games, Bart.
Good shot fake, nice jump stop. That's how you get in there, young kids. Just finish it, Hunter. Nice drive, though. Casito. Oh, what a nice wraparound pass to find a shooter. Elijah Thomas for 3.
They get one to drop right there, Bart, against that zone. Let's see what Spain Park continues to do.
I just love how Hunter Harriet's always ready to catch and play. That's a foul. Good drive right there, taking it in by Sam Wright. That's what Coach Latch wants. And here's a replay right here. As you see Casito, nice wraparound in between the defender.
That's a high-level pass right there. He made the defender think he was going corner, wrapped it around with his length right there, stepped into it, 3 ball.
But, Jason, that's one of those that if you're receiving that pass, bro, you got to knock that one down, don't you?
Got to. It's just like an extra pass. You get that third ball skip reversal. Yeah, it's and most of the time they go in.
They do.
Yeah, it's just because
good basketball rewards good shot.
That's the right way to play.
Richardson in the game now. Gets caught up, traveled. Slipped a little bit, got off balance. Darren Howell right there with a call.
That is probably the first 2 possessions that were ugly.
So if you're both coaches, what are you changing? Anything? You just want to play?
No.
This is building down the road, right?
This is going to be straight. Whose defense is better is going to be the key. Who makes free throws?
Yep.
Who defends?
Just all those little things and easy baskets. But they are sticking with this on making Hoover shoot it. And guess what? London says, I'm ready.
Well, Hoover looks very confident in shooting the 3 ball. So let's see if they'll stay in that zone.
Gray gets to the jump stop. Good defense there by London. Smith with a nice post move. Good battle between 2 young sophomores. Brown says no. Look at Brown. Look at the big fella. And then the outlet.
Wow.
Man. Folks, I don't know if you could see it on TV, but the physicality and energy in this place is immense.
Well, you can tell the fans are starting to get into it a little more, Bart. So this is going to shape up to be a great one.
Look at the length of the Spain Park zone. Hoover's going to have to make shots all night, though, because the length, it's not just one or two times. You've got to consistently keep making shots.
That's right.
3-point lead for Hoover. And there's a reach.
Yeah, you got Corbin Long and James
Look at this.
table.
Look at this block, Jason, on the replay. Sorry. Big fella. What did you see out of Brown right there? Sorry to interrupt you.
Brown was not over aggressive right there. He kind of waited to see what 23 was going to do right there. 2 big blocks, a great outlet pass on top of that. So he's getting after it.
Good defense there by Hoover. Good tip out. Sophomore Smith.
Shuffle. Got to pound that jump stop.
Got to pound that jump stop. Got the extra step there. 22-19. Free throws not that much of a battle or not that much of an impact in this first half as both teams only have 3 team fouls. 7A, they let them play.
They let them play a little more. And 2, both teams are accustomed to getting after each other on defense.
I love that set right there by Coach Latch. A little back screen, down screen. Excellent guarding by Hoover. Had that one scouted. He wants that one. Wow, look at these guys down here battling. Look at these battling on these boards. It's what they talked about. Spain Park relentless.
Yeah, I wish we had an offensive rebound count right here because it's going to be off the charts before this.
I've got them at 7 right now.
7?
7 right now. And maybe a couple more on some tips, or could have had a couple more if they didn't get. But see, the one thing about Spain Park, especially Wright and Gray, they're not going to come out of the game a lot. Like you said, James,
no.
how does the subbing pattern affect Spain Park, what Hoover does?
Well, Gray can rotate between 2 guard spots and that 4th guard, if you will. But they are rotating 3 other guys in at the big. Sam's going to stay out there as much as possible in this zone. May be a factor in that. So it's kind of chopping that tempo up a little bit.
There's just so much length on the interior from baseline below. That's what you got to find is that one-on-one. That might have been a foul. Yeah, I was going to say. He was leaning in a little bit. I like that call.
I think 23 got off balance right there and threw the knee in. But Jared Smith's a good-looking kid. What'd you say? He was a defensive end?
Defensive end. Yeah, I should have had my boy, I'm sure Tim Vakakis is here. Big-time football coach, big-time friend of mine, big-time flag football player back in the day at Auburn when I was in grad school. He was coaching us up back then.
So Smith he's a 5-star?
Yeah, if he's not, he's going to be, but I think he already is a 5-star.
Yeah.
And you can tell he's going to get a lot bigger, more muscular when he grows into his body. Some good-looking athletes and players on this court tonight. Long sweeps it under. James is just not going to be denied.
No, James got into the body right there, number 10. Kept going downhill. Brown with a late block, but I think they called a little hip check.
Magic City basketball, folks. Hyche Hoops is in the house. And it's just going to keep getting better now. We'll talk about it a little bit later on. Some playoffs. Playoffs are coming. Just pick your poison, what you want to go watch.
Well, you'll see both these. I don't know where they go. Northeast, Northwest. I can't really keep up with the 7A, but you'll see both teams. Well, I'm assuming so.
1-point game. You see Hoover loves to step in off that elbow top touch and try to get a little post feed. Got to force him right or he's going to cause you problems. Wow, look at the effort by London.
Wow.
Numbers, if you run.
Oh, yeah, he sees it. He sees it. Nice body.
See, Jason, I like that. I think Spain Park can score an early offense and find some early post-ups on the run down with their bigs, because when that Hoover defense gets set up in half court, it's really tough to score against.
Well, when you got a big like Sam Wright that's going to run the floor, you know, he didn't overextend on that bump right there. He just kind of threw it out there to kind of see where he's at. He knows he's got the length to finish, so great job, Sam.
Big time finish right there. Seneca Robinson. Yeah, Sam Wright, Colgate, Bucknell, Navy, those are the offers so far. And as they continue, if they go a long way, you may see some higher mid-majors get in there.
Yeah, sure thing.
His hands, watch his hands right here. Look at his hand. Able to do that after getting it stripped and grab, and then he's got great hands, great feet.
He knows exactly who he is as a basketball.
Great point.
He has not tried to do anything that he's not capable of doing. You see Coach Latch is comfortable with him. You know, he shot 2 threes, made one. Nice free throw stroke. Really, you can tell this kid stays in the gym. So.
He's the epitome to me of the word efficiency, offensively and defenses. Like you say, he knows who he is. But if you see him right here, he's sitting here telling his teammates what they need to be in defensively. You know, you don't really see a lot of big guys do that. That's usually a point guard's job. He's the leader. He's the engine that makes this team go. And I think before night in, you're going to see him get a lot more touches and have a big night.
Without question, without question. I want to bring an old saying up. I'll leave the last one out. It's called the KISS method. Keep it simple.
Yes.
And I add another S on there sometimes.
Hey, I have too.
But anyway.
I definitely had coaches that added that to me. Oh, that skips out of bounds. I like the idea, but that's one of those young mistakes. Just not engaged in that possession.
Fatigue.
Could be.
He has got, you know, you're sitting here with a minute to go in the half and just
could be
dogfight of a game, 26-25. You know, he gets a minute right here. Big fella, finish it out for us right here. Let's go.
I like that point, Jason. Big fives on big threes right here. Double ball screen action up top, then another ball screen coming back off trying to find Gray. What a nice jump stop. Couldn't finish.
Gray's got some length for a wing player, boy.
He'll be really good at Lee College.
Oh, for sure.
Back and forth we go, and look at this. What a dime pass. My goodness, what a pass. And what a catch, finish, run the floor by Zach Gray. Harrett just comes in the game and quarterbacks it up.
Is he the QB?
Deep post.
That's 3 high-level passes.
Wow. I thought he was throwing it to me.
Hey, that's 6 points they needed right there, Bart.
Absolutely. Sticking in this. Now it's a 1-2-2 zone. It'll switch back to a 2-3. It's a 1-2-2 look now. Somewhat. Yeah, they're just matching guards. It's more of a matchup. He's going to match him up and go man here toward the end probably. And wait, let's see if Coach Latch switches defense is coming out after Coach Ware calls timeout. That's what he's a master of.
Hold on. I will bet you $10. One thing Coach Latch does, and I noticed I was going to touch on it in the second half, since we got a break right here, he'll start possessions out disguised as the zone.
Yes.
And then as the possession goes, they match up.
So. Yeah, and I mean, why is that so difficult? Especially in high school. That's hard for players. You tell them to do one thing, and all of a sudden it's different. Coach, what do I do?
Well, I think his team, you know, like I said earlier, they hear one voice, and they're capable mentally of doing that night in, night out. So
we'd like to thank DMS Color as well. They'll be our second half sponsor. You see the banner in front of us. You saw it before the game. Print technology plus expertise. When you combine the latest print technology and their employees' years of experience in the industry, you get market collateral that stands out and can't be duplicated. DMScolor.com for all your digital print needs. And look, immediately, here we come with the switch. Got a switch going man. Hoover was ready for it, got a decent look, and that'll be the end of the half. So, We are going to take a break, Hyche Hoopers. It's 28-27 road team. The Jags up 1. Jason and I will be right back with a very special guest shortly. You're watching Hyche Hoops on WOTN. Hey folks, we are back live here at Hoover High School, 28-27, Spain Park leading at the half. I'm Bart Hyche, along with one of my best friends in this world, my co-captain, football in high school, basketball, baseball,
back
track.
in the days, we did it all together.
Pastor Jeremy Saylor of Christian Life Church, CLC out on Valleydale.
It's good to be here.
Doing amazing things.
Oh, man, it's fun.
I got to give a shout out. When I lived in Birmingham, it's actually where I was a member. And
that's right.
Just, Spirit's flowing in there, folks. If you're looking for a church, if you don't go to anytime, if you just want to go and be loved and smile,
that's right.
Christian Life Church is for you, CLC. Why is it so special?
Well, I think that part of the reason that we're special, Bart, is that we're a local church with an international vision.
100%.
We have a heart for people here in Birmingham and around the world. On any given Sunday, we'll have 20 nations represented in our church. It is just a reflection of heaven, and we love loving on people and worshiping the Lord. And so it's a great family of faith to be a part of.
Well, this man right here, his father, Jeremy grew up in Winfield, and his father was a mentor of all of ours.
That's right.
In our small town, as mine was. But, you know, for you to come into your own and grow your own church, you know, outside of a small town and be in Birmingham. We do a lot of small town games. You know, this is our first coming to the big city.
That's awesome.
What's the difference? And is there a difference?
You know, it's just more people.
More people.
People are people, man. And so you have more people to love on. The pace of life is a little quicker.
Yes.
You know?
Very much so.
In Winfield, a traffic jam consists of 3 cars.
It does. And one red light.
That's right. It's a little different here.
Yes.
So, but it's good, man. You know, people are people. Mom and Dad taught us how to love people.
Yes.
And we just translate that to the big city, so to speak. and it's going great. We love living in here in Birmingham. Our church is in Hoover, and so we love ministering to the community of Hoover. But, man, we have people from all across the community that's part of our church, from far south as Calera to as far north as Gardendale and east and west. We got people from all over the community that are a part. And we just want to invite you to come and worship the Lord with us and join our family of faith and help us impact this community and the world with the love of Jesus.
Tell us exactly where you're located on Valleydale so people will have an idea.
We're exactly 2 miles from I-65 as you're going to Spain Park High School. We're right there on the left, 3 tan buildings with green roofs. If you've been on Valleydale, you know right where I'm talking about. And we're about a mile west of Spain Park High School.
For those out there who don't know, and you hear people say all the time, we got to love on people. We got to love on people because that's the mission of CLC.
Right.
Just give the folks out there, what does it mean to love on people in your eyes?
It means to accept them as they are and then join with them in the journey that God has them on. We believe our slogan for our church is, Bart, God has more.
He does.
He has more. And so what we want to do is help people identify where they are in their journey of faith and just help them take the next step. Everybody's got a next step, and so we want to help you take that next step, and I think that's what loving on people is all about.
I think that is an absolutely wonderful answer. Christian Life Church, y'all, I'm a believer,
that's right.
and I've spent numerous time there and just watched Jeremy grow. So before we get out of here, who are you picking in the second half, Pastor?
That's a good question. Hey, it's a great game. Love the game.
Now you have people that
I know. I'm going to make people mad regardless.
Okay, I'm putting you on the spot.
I know. I think Spain Park's going to pull it out.
Right now, it's trending that way. The youth of Hoover might be.
Hoover's hit a few threes that have kept them in it.
Yes.
And if they hadn't hit those threes, it could look very differently than what it was right now. But I feel like Spain Park has a better handle on the game at large. Is that good?
Don't let this linebacker fool you. He knows basketball too. Shout out to Harry Saylor.
That's right.
Miss Sandra.
That's right.
Jeremy, thank you for joining me, man.
Thank you.
I love you, bro.
Love you, brother.
You're my guy.
Love you. Good to do it.
CLC Church. Hyche will be back in just a minute. We are back, folks, and we apologize for the technical difficulties. If you don't think the enemy is real, we've got a kid that has unplugged our internet twice. So now we've gotten security involved.
Where's he at?
I don't know. We can't find him.
Sick old dub on him.
I know. But here we are back, 28-27, thanks to Jeremy Saylor, CLC Church, for sponsoring our halftime report. And Hoover goes immediately inside to Brown. The second half is brought to you by DMS Color, dmscolor.com for all of your print needs.
Nice inside feed right there, Bart, to fresh and rested 55 right there. Brown's a load.
There's a battle going on in the paint, Jason, and it's going to continue. And that's 2 on Brown. Let's keep an eye on it. Can't afford to lose him.
I guarantee you a point of emphasis was going to Brown early in this third quarter. So let's see if he stays fresh and out of foul trouble.
Just nothing easy. Hoover trying to make everything uncomfortable for Spain Park. Good defense that time by Casito. Elijah Herron's played well, number 3 for Hoover tonight. He's been very active on the defensive end and done a great job on Chase James. We hadn't said as much about Chase James as we maybe thought we would.
Well, James, both these teams are solid, man. Both these teams are 8 deep, 9 deep. Everybody plays both ends. Love number 2.
It's a good move.
Brown with a good rebound.
Comes fairly. It's what a lot folks like about him is his transition ability to create. Nice pitch to Herron. Hoover up 3. 4-0 run to start the half.
Yeah, I think Hoover wants to get it out and run it a little bit more than Spain Park, Bart.
They do, and right now the tempo has favored Hoover in the second half. 6-0 run for Hoover because they've gotten out twice in transition and found some easy baskets, Jason.
Well, you think it might have been one of those halftime speeches, Bart. Let's go do us a little more here, guys. And it definitely transition favors Hoover at this point.
See Sam Wright, and that's a great defensive play that time by Casito. Baited him into it, right into the spin, and just drew the charge. We'll be coming up with Dubs Nugs here in a minute. The second half for what these teams have to do. We can actually do it now. Dub, what are your nuggets for the people?
The nuggets, Dubs Nugs. Well,
served up by Mossy Oak Golf.
By Mossy Oak Golf. Mossy Oak Golf. Hoover's going to get out in transition, Bart. That Spain Park has to contain them in transition. So you can't get out in transition if you're making shots. So I think they need to go back to right a little more on the interior, go at Brown. And they're going to have to make some shots from the perimeter, you know?
Yeah, what I'm seeing right now is body language. Spain Park's body language has changed after that last rebound. Wright just tried to power with Brown, and Brown was just too powerful. Got the offensive rebound, and then the contested shot on the other end. There hadn't been an easy shot in the second half for Spain Park. They're all contested.
No, and I'm going to say this. A 7-point lead in this game is big, you know, because both teams defend so well.
Having a little problem with our scoreboard bug, but it's 38-28. Hoover out of the half with an 11-0 run, Jason. We're going to keep it right here. DMS Color bringing us the second half. And tell us this highlight. Tell us about what's going on right now.
Well, we got Fairley. These guys are patient. He stepped into that one. They were daring him to shoot. Yeah. And he said, okay, I got you right here. So I see a much more confident Hoover team in the first 2-3 minutes right here this quarter.
Well, as do I, and they've pushed the pace, as we talked about in Hyche's sense early. They have dictated the tempo with their defense, getting stops, and Spain Park has been 1 and out at first 8 rebounds in the first half on the offensive glass. Second half, all that's gone.
Well, you can expect Coach Latch to make the adjustments his team needs to make to keep it competitive. I would be surprised if Hoover has another run like they just had to make it a 20-point game. So let's see how Spain Park combats this Hoover momentum.
In a lot of heavyweight bouts, you see punch, 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 and can people get up? You know, and right now, it's danger time for Spain Park. They got to get up and come back. Very important couple of possessions here coming up for Spain Park, and Hoover's going to continue to pressure. It'll be a man-to-man pressure, full court, probably maybe a run and jump action, probably, Jason. Just anything you can do to speed up the tempo.
I think you're spot on right there, Bart. They definitely want to keep this tempo in their favor. Spain Park's guard play solid, though.
Where are the buckets going to come from for Spain Park? Haven't been able to get those post touches for Wright.
Well, no. Yeah, they got the switch right there. You had London switching off on Sam right there, and they recognize it.
And I think Coach Latches loves that. He loves to get those switches just in whether it be intermediate screens and or ball screens to find a switch, because all his guys can dribble and pass it. Young kids out there, you got to be able to pass around a big to get it to a mouse in the house.
Sure. One thing, too, that was a really good foul by London. You know, he sees the matchup. Sam gets him in there deep.
Travel.
First foul on London. So that's a seasoned play from a sophomore.
Yeah, everybody's continued to talk about this Hoover team. I was going to come watch them play Ramsey, and I wasn't able to because of the weather, inclement weather. They canceled the game. I'm impressed. And they just play. I mean, they're young, they're athletic. They don't know how good they are.
Who wins that game? I've seen Ramsey multiple times. I would really like to see that game.
You know, Jason, I'll tell you this, and I'm this way with any young team. A Purdue would be example in the backcourt, especially. I mean, even though you've got the monster down low on Hoover and on Purdue. Young guards. How do young guards handle adversity when you go through that first playoff run if you haven't been there? And with the depth of 7A, that would be my question with Hoover. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying that would be my only concern. Everything else is there, especially this kid. He can play.
Yeah, London, I'm assuming, I didn't see Hoover play last year, but I'm assuming he played minutes as a freshman, if not starter minutes, fairly as well.
I mean, there's nothing easy in transition. There's nothing easy in the half court. It's all Hoover Bucks in Hoover right now.
Yeah, they definitely did what they were supposed to do here in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the third quarter. And that's a big battle in any big-time game, Bart, coming out at halftime.
Spain Park back into his zone now, trying to dare Hoover to shoot it. And right now, it's just too easy. How about Casito? Nice up and under.
Jump stop alert.
Jump stop alert. Hyche Hoops Alarm. We have a jump stop alert brought to you by Christian Life Church. If your life ain't jumping, stop in to CLC. Get some spirit. "15-point lead out of nowhere, Jason. Shows you the explosiveness of this young team.
Yeah, Hoover's definitely clicking on all cylinders right now. Everything's going their way. So see if Spain Park can climb back in here.
Well, it's this end. I mean, nothing's easy. I mean, yeah, that's a foul. And the only thing here, if you're Hoover, you've got to be careful with. Only way Spain Park gets back in this game is at the free throw line. They figured out how to keep about pressure the passer, keep it from getting inside as much as you can. 4 team fouls for Hoover. Coach Latch is a master at getting his team to the line and cutting down big leads and extending big leads from the line. Let's see if he can get his team into bonus.
And if you're, nice play call. That was really a good play. So if Spain Park's shooting free throws, where's the tempo of the game?
100%.
It's slow. So
yes.
That very good point there, partner.
Well, it's just people just don't realize how big of a deal it is. Bruce Pearl teams, that's why they win. Buzz Williams teams, that's why they win. And sometimes they might not be as talented, they win the free throw battle. Hoover's going to run some clock here. I like this. Why not be patient? Find the matchup you want, get right on the perimeter, and Spain Park's got to go here. See if you can find an easy one in transition.
Young coaches, young players, I'm going to let Bart school you right here. Down 15, All right, chances are with 2:38 to go in the quarter, you're not going to get that lead back. So where do you want it to be if you're Coach Latch at Spain Park going into that fourth quarter?
I want it no worse than 8. And I know that's a tall order, but with no shot clock, if it was college, I would say 10. But with no shot clock, I'm trying to cut the lead in half.
Right.
Always, at least get it right to cut in half to where in I got to get it to a two-possession game somehow. I'm hoping to be down 8-9 is what I'm trying to do.
Well, that momentum swing will come. Anything under double figures right here, I think Spain Park will be happy with. But I agree with you. 8's a good number.
Great post up. Harrett got caught on the big fella Brown. I'm impressed with Brown, Jason. Reminds me of a Robert Jackson type post player that I played with. More explosive, more athletic, but the hands around the basket. He was big number 55. Played with Dwayne Wade on the Final 14. Played Mississippi State for a year. That's the touch around the rim, the positioning. That's who he reminds me of.
I'm going to give you one right here. 55 for UAB that played here
100%.
at Hoover. What's his name? Oh, goodness. I don't know. Sorry.
We will have it short.
Jemison.
Jemison's his last name. I'm trying to think of his first name.
Trey Jemison. Sorry.
Smith.
You know I'm a Logan Dye mark. Sorry about that.
You're all right. You came through. That's got to go. They're tired. This pressure is really, you can start seeing, anytime you start seeing guys can't really catch it like they did in the first half, on some cuts, and the passes are a little short, and the shots are short. A lot of times fatigue may have something to do with that. This Hoover pressure is something. 7A better get ready for it.
Yeah, Hoover's going to be a tough out, period.
That's the one he's got to get to a jump stop in the next couple of years. Yeah. One more dribble left, get to that left. It's hard to guard.
You're going to see both these sophomore guards probably continue to grow physically.
Wow, look at Brown. He's patient. He's patient on both ends. That's for a young kid. You young post players out there. Dwayne Brown, the 6'9", 255-pound sophomore for Hoover. Multiple SEC offers already. He's patient. His feet are patient. He's second off the floor to block shots. Why is that so important for a postman?
Well, his feel for the game. It's just, you see bigger young kids like that get and stay in foul trouble. That's not going to be a problem for him. And I think the only problem he'll have, partner, is conditioning. That's a big old dude.
It is a big old guy.
That he has really impressed me tonight. Hoover may have the X factor in 7A.
With him?
And with him. Yeah.
100% on both ends.
Because their guard play seems to be great.
Hoover dribbles down the clock, trying not to get a 5-second call here. So difficult to stay intertwined. There's a steal, much needed steal. Richardson, bucket, big basket for Spain Park.
Letting them play.
And that's the end of the quarter, folks. We're going to take a very quick break and come back with the fourth quarter. Right now, Hoover up 13. What a third quarter for Coach Scott Ware and his Bucks, 43-30. We'll be right back. Folks, one more time, we want to shout out Shooting to Change that was started by Drew Powell and his wife, Jenna Lee, in support of their son, Parker. Powell's wanted to help make a difference for Parker and kids like him. The goal of this event is to increase awareness, acceptance, and understanding of the needs of individuals in our state. In addition, we want every high school And college basketball coach around the state, they'll show their support for this initiative by wearing the Shooting to Change shirts provided them by Project Outreach Gulf Coast. And we're excited to be a part of something bigger in basketball, and thank you for coming out and supporting Shooting to Change, as you will see all the coaches with those T-shirts on. Thanks to Hoover High School for having us tonight. Couldn't be here if it wasn't for the Bucks administration. They just came together so quickly. Andy Urban, his staff, and our Eagle Production staff doing this together. Thanks for letting us come. So there's 5 team fouls, Jason, as you see right out of the quarter. Coach Latch trying to get in that bonus.
Well, it's very important for Spain Park to dig into this lead right here. You know, if it gets away, you know Hoover can be patient. They've got the guards to hold the ball a little bit. They definitely got to make a run here.
Well, in high school, you're going to run out of possessions if you don't score. I mean, they're going to have to score on about 66% of their possessions. They got to score every 2 out of 3 times the rest of the game. Big time move by Sam Wright. Needed. Here's the 2-2-1 pressure. It's not token at this point, right, Jason? They're trying to get steals.
No, it's definitely Spain Park's in a spot that, hey, they got to dig out of, create some turnovers. I don't know if Hoover's that team.
Got a block there.
Well, you got to like Sam being aggressive right there. You know, I think Spain Park knows where they're at. They know time and score, as you say. And they know they got to put them up a little quicker. So
Hoover's been more physical and active in the second half, Jason.
They definitely owned the third quarter ball.
See, and I think that's a foul right there from the back. Nevertheless, good defense by Casito, drawing Wright. It's going to be hard for Wright off the dribble. That's offense. That's a good call. The quicker Casito, a couple of times, beating Sam Wright and Gray to the spot, forcing 2 push-off fouls. That's 2 offensive fouls he's drawn in this quarter. In the third and fourth quarter.
Well, Sam goes to that left hand to spin back right. I think Casito on the scout, we talked about that earlier. I think he's beat him to that spot and kind of baited him into that push-off.
Great decision by London there. You're up by 13, kids. 7 minutes to go, had a wide open 3, has a big on him. Let's run about 10 seconds off, maybe 12 seconds off. Yeah, he threw it away. Yeah, it was a young play he just made. However, it's 12 seconds later than taking that shot and giving it back to Spain Park when they're running out of possession.
Yeah, I don't. You won't see London throw it away too many more times, I guarantee you.
No, and to be in his defense, the shooter should have slid a little bit. Always get where the ball can see you, especially when your teammate is getting in that lane. Slide up or down.
A sense of urgency here with Spain Park.
Yeah, they won't be so methodical. They'll run their quick hitting sets.
A little fade.
And just the ball pressure too much. And that's a big shot right there. Tough shot by Gray.
Yeah, big time. Timely. Makes the free throw. You got it right there at the 10-point deal. You can hear the voice down there, Bart. You can hear the voice.
The voice. Chris Latch. Here comes Blevins, offense, defense.
About the little Mad Hat. I wish we could get a close-up of the little Mad Hatter down there.
They had him on earlier, and you see him over there yelling. I think that guy has always been. I think that's the same guy that was yelling at me in 1994.
Oh, he's that guy.
None of the students have sat down, man. I just remember those fans were all over me.
He just passed the outfit down.
I almost remember that outfit or something like it. I mean, they were yelling at us. But so we're going to have a full timeout. Right now, we'll keep it here. Talk about our sponsors real quick and get them up on the screen. We mentioned Christian Life Church, such a great place off Valleydale. Go check them out, folks. It's worth it, I promise. Mossy Oak, Nature's Golf. DMScolor.com, all your digital needs. Alex Maxwell and her team moving to Birmingham from Tuscaloosa. And Hyche.com. We'll take a break. Be right back. You remember this one?
Oh, yeah. Look at the
No
Hatter
poison.
down there jamming.
Hatter's jamming.
You think he takes that outfit to Auburn?
I like being here. I know that. I liked being down there better, though.
Yeah.
Shout out to our crew, Eagle Productions across the way. You guys are awesome, battling through people taking our internet out, you know, and we're just still coming to you.
I want
live.
to find that guy, boy.
Jason, we
I
really don't
do.
need you to find the person who did the internet.
I think I do.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Jake had it. Jake was on top of it. Spirit ain't going to let that happen. Not with CLC sitting here in Jerusalem.
Good point.
It ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. So here we go. 6:23 left. 11-point game. Spain Park out under. Coach Latch, this is one of those points, the easy baskets. Can we get easy baskets around the rim? And here's how you get them in and out under. That's just great defense by Brown. That's big boy post defense right there, huh, Jason?
Man.
Woo! He threw Sam Wright completely under the basket.
That's the old, as you and I know, back in the day,
Bump the cutter.
Bump that cutter. And the cutter was bumped.
The cutter was definitely bumped that time.
That messed that whole play up there.
Spain Park is getting a couple of turnovers. If they could get a couple of makes, oh, man. Great defensive play by Casito, and there's the 2-on-1. Spain Park with some numbers. 3-on-2.
How's he going, big fella here?
Oh, man, I think he
Got in his chest.
right to him. The no call, and there's a good finish on the other end by London.
Yeah, that was some bang-bang possessions right there. Hoover's, that was a big layup right there.
Yeah, that was a big 4-point swing there. That would have gotten it under 10. Spain Park had 2 opportunities to get it under 10, turned it over twice.
Well, on the way over here, Bart, what were we talking about? Our anticipated score range.
Yeah.
I said mid-50s. Hey, got to admire that kid. He's going at him, man.
Man, he's not quitting, you know. And the thing I like, that's look at this foul battle now. This game's going to last a minute, folks. Don't turn it off just yet. They're going to keep going down there. And when the game gets to this point, a guy like Castleton, that's what Wright reminds me of in high school, is a guy like Castleton at Florida. That Florida, you continue to see them be in games and win some games. It's because he can shoot free throws and you can play through him as a big.
What these free throws do, it gives a coach like Latch opportunity to make the proper subs, to set up certain defenses, and, like you said, don't turn it off just yet.
Sam Ryder on 16 points tonight. He's been the big offense for Spain Park. Look at Blevins, the defensive specialist in the effort.
Yeah, there's no quit here for Spain Park.
No, and you'll see Coach Latch, it'll consistently be offense, defense. He wants to get to that free throw line so he can send his subs in, rest his offensive guys, and also score with the clock stop.
Ooh, my goodness.
Call a hold here, couldn't really see it.
Yeah,
They are battling right now. Well, you know, at the same time, that's his second. You got to even the total up a little bit. It's 8-3 on the road. I don't really have a problem with that. There was something there.
Yeah, Spain Park switching.
Oh, great slip. Slip to Malou and one.
All you young bigs out there that are watching, hey, when
Watch
you see
this.
that overplay.
Overplay.
It is. Oh, just open right back up. Hands are ready. That's a seasoned play.
It's a seasoned play by the big sophomore. That's why so many people like him. It's the understanding, the footwork. He's not awkward in there. Bigs, when you're screening and you turn and there's no one there in between you and the goal, put your hands up.
Yep.
That's all he did,
Yep.
and his teammate was looking for him.
And he understood that, look, Spain Park's got to create something here defensively, so they're probably going to overplay. So I'm going to do my job, set this screen, but after I'm going to slip it.
Elijah Herron with one of those game-winning plays on a free throw rebound. Hoover starting to invoke their will a little bit on the Jags. And you'll probably see them run 10, 15 seconds of clock till they can find that touch or drive in a mismatch.
They're going to the big fella here. They're going to chop it up. That third quarter was big for them tempo-wise. Now you're going to see a different tempo from Hoover. They're going down there to that big fella.
especially now. They're just going to grind clock with Spain Park going small with Wright out of the game.
Oh, wow.
There's no answer down here. Oh, that's big for Spain Park. Need a bucket here. Let's skip. The recovery defense from Hoover is really impressive.
They keep that high hand available out there, Bart. Just when you think Spain Park's going to get an open three, here comes a high hand from Hoover, and just gets there just in time.
Well, you know, it's just a lot different with a hand coming at you than when it's not. That's not an open look, you know, and the length, Hoover's guards are taller. Even though they're younger, most of them are taller, and so it gets in the vision, contest that shot. And now we've got a
not a bad foul.
Block, not a bad foul at all by Long, especially no free throws coming. Reset your defense. Let Coach Latch get Sam back in the game here. Wow, look at Sam Wright's face. Wow.
Yeah, it's been
Scratched, it's a battle. That's if you play basketball, you're going to come out with a few of those, especially in high-level games.
For sure.
And that kid hadn't backed down a bit from it.
Have you seen Oak Mountain play?
I have seen them on film a couple of times. I was very impressed with. They play a lot like Spain Park. You know, Chris Latch disciples there. They do defend. They got a couple of guys who can make shots too.
Nice drive right there. Pass a little bit off. I like the idea. There, Bart.
I do
Dribble
too.
Drive. Just maybe go up high on that pass with that 6'9", 250-pound guy in there. Sam's battling, man.
See, and that's the one that's tough. Yeah. Right? That's the one we talk about, right? In college, when he plays, that's a block. And it's just kind of the shot clock argument. I know it's the same, not to get on our soapboxes, but it's very hard to teach him right there what to do. You know, because if he sees that, we're not going to tell him to jump stop, attack the guy and dunk on him and get to the rim. Yeah. But in high school, there's no circle. Right. So as a player, what do you teach your players to do there?
Man, I don't know. I don't know what I would do right now.
Well, you're always going to be safe if you jump stop it.
Yes, you are, but I mean, depending on your momentum, though. You know, I mean, they're giving charges directly under the basket.
But that's what they're supposed to call. That's what the rule says.
Well, maybe with all these smart people that we have, and officials and AHSSA officials, they can come up with a solution. So
that one I think is the easiest one to fix.
I mean, you got all these other lines out there. How can you not come out with a little circle, right? I mean, everybody's, shot clock or circle. I'd go
circle first. Yeah, I want the shot clock. But folks, Hyche Hoops needs to mention, as you see Coach Latch getting ready for that last 2:24, it looks like we are finishing the touches on bringing you a game next Friday night. Teams to be determined. If it happens, it will be 7A. It will be in a market we haven't been to. But we're just going to keep a secret. You'll have to look at Hyche Hoops on Instagram, at BHYCHE, BHyche_22 on Instagram, at BHyche22 on Twitter, and we'll be posting everything. It's Bart Hyche on Facebook. You can always watch us on that. And follow Big Dub, Jason Yarbrough on Facebook. He really is excited.
Or don't.
Or don't.
I don't care.
Or don't.
Yeah, I really don't. But anyway, you're helping me there, Bart.
My boy, Big Dub. You got to love Dub and his nugs.
I appreciate it.
So here comes Hoover. 2 minutes to go, up 13. Spain Park's got to think about fouling. And immediately that happens.
Time's a ticking here, Bart. 2:09. Spain Park just hadn't made that push. Let's talk about other 7A programs that maybe you and I know I'd mentioned Oak Mountain. I've seen Austin play. Very similar to Hoover without the big. They really contest on defense. I said before the season started, before I seen Hoover, but Huntsville and Coach Schweers, they're going to be a tough out. They have the size. They got the 6'10". They got another 6'8". They've got 6'6" on the wings.
they're starting to make shots now too.
And they have an experienced dude.
They do.
All right, they have an experienced man, and his name is Man.
Man. We love Mad Man.
You bet.
Huntsville. But I tell you what, though, man, I'm not counting my boy Rhett out down in Enterprise. They play fast. They play long. They lost
do.
a couple of people, but nobody sees them. And so he comes up
Well,
and,
I saw him.
okay, what did you see? I bet they went fast.
Baker.
That's not close.
All right, Baker.
Best player in the state.
By a long
Not
shot.
even close.
Not even close.
Like the Big 12 versus every other conference.
Now you may see Baker.
Oh, they'll get there.
Yeah.
But Enterprise, to me, Enterprise is just right now in 7A going to be the X factor coming out of that Southeast, and then because their schedule is not like it is in Birmingham.
Right.
You know, they run through it a lot of times.
And we noticed Dothan. Dothan was in
22 and 4.
So they
number
must
10.
have beaten. I'm assuming they would be in with Enterprise, correct? So anyway, we'll see some teams that we might not be familiar with up here in North Alabama. I can speak on the Baker game, but Baker's.
But we're not even talking about the number one team, who's at Mountain Brook tonight. Vestavia, I saw him on film. Wynn Miller's the deal now. Belmont got a steal. He's shooting shots, making shots from a dip. But Patrick's done a great job. Patrick Davis told me this week this is not, and he's not trying to say any other team wasn't this. He said, but this is my toughest-minded team
Really?
that I've had, and that's a statement for them.
Oh, yeah.
But they're spacing, man. They're running good stuff. They're guarding people. They're active, but they got guys who can score.
So my apologies, Vestavia people.
No, it's okay, but can they protect the rim? That will be my question against a team like, in the playoffs against these type teams. And they have so far. So it'll be 7A to me. Jason, I'm telling you, how much I love 6A.
Yeah, 6A
but
is
7A
crazy.
is the most interesting to me, if that makes sense.
All right, let me put you on the spot. Best 6A team I've seen.
Pinson Valley.
Pinson is the best team I've saw all year. And I've seen just about everybody play with the exception of Hoover and Vestavia.
Where does Ramsey fit into that?
Right there at the top. Right there, number 2.
See, we haven't seen them since early in the year as we get back to the action. It's a 16-point game. Now, sorry, folks, trying to give you a little bit of preview coming up for the playoffs.
Yeah. People are going to, who do I go watch here in Hansville? Who do I go watch in Jacksonville? Coleman, they're going to be there, man.
They will definitely.
Hartzell, great game last Friday night. My boy Ryan Dunn hits the shot against Stu. They're hosting that area. Hartzell.
Yes.
The second place team goes to Pinson, you would think, and the Lakers don't want to go to Pinson.
No, that's not a friendly place for the opposing team.
Well,
folks.
it's just they play so well at home.
Dude,
man.
and Coach Barber,
those kids are awesome.
Coach Barber has been locked in all year, and they've just gone.
Coach.
I mean, he has just built a program over there like he did at midfield. And this is the year that it's rolling.
They shoot the ball
yes, they do.
as good as any team. I think that's the most underrated good shooting or great shooting team.
Good point.
I've been around. So got some good teams, good basketball around here, Bart. 2 good ones here tonight. Hoover, it looks like Hoover's going to get there, though.
As you know, you would in rivalry games somewhat maybe expect. Spain Park punched them early, but it was roundhouses. Hoover was connecting roundhouses, and Spain Park was connecting body blocks.
Oh yeah, for sure. That first 3 minutes of the third quarter was the definite tell-off.
The play that was the telltale me when it was over was when Brown just physically overwhelmed Wright. He's bigger, he's longer, but the offensive rebound, Wright just didn't have the energy to get back. That was the left hook that knocked him out. But you'll see this Spain Park team. And then after the game, we will have our post-game show, hopefully going to be joined by the winning coach and winning player, again brought to you by Christian Life Church, CLC, Pastor Jeremy Saylor. We call him PJ. Go over there and get his message, man. Lord speaks to this man. I'm telling y'all, it's high level. Unfortunately, he's a friend of mine. Thank him, and thank you for the sponsorship, CLC Church. Love everybody to check it out on Valleydale Road. What time are services? 10. There's one service right now. We're at 10 o'clock right now. 10 o'clock, CLC on Valleydale, Sunday morning. Minute to go, Jason. How's this basketball been tonight?
It's been very good. Hoover really impressed me in this second half here. You know, their guards are good. They got the X factor in the big. You know, because Spain Park they're going to be playing another couple weeks. I'm telling you. So,
Man, somebody's going to have to really play well to beat this Hoover team, Jason.
I agree.
These young kids, and sometimes when you have young kids like that, they don't know no better, man. Just go out and play hard.
They're fearless.
And they have a guy, I'm going to say this, in high school this is a big deal. London is a left-handed player that can maneuver around the basket and has tricks with the ball. You can tell his whole life he's been playing against his daddy and former college players and grown men.
Contact.
And that left hand, man, he can get where he wants. He can create. London, to me, might be he's the one guy, and obviously Brown. London, to me, is the key. If he can, his distributing and finishing ability, not as much as his shooting, makes this Hoover team dangerous. But they got bigs, man. They're big, they're long, they're strong.
How big was his dad? I forget.
6'3", 6'2", 6'3",
really?
but big.
He's jacked up?
Yeah, Tariq, and I'm sure he's here. I'd love to see Tariq. We had some battles, man, played at the same time.
He was a little younger than you?
Yes, I think a year or two.
Came in after you and Brian?
Uh-huh. I came in and played with Brian for a year, I think. But
when they moved Brian off the ball?
Mm-hmm. After he got hurt.
Okay.
But so speaking of Brian Williams, and I will be heading over to Stark Vegas tomorrow. Big game for my Bulldogs. We play in Missouri.
I'm going to watch some Bulldogs, too.
What Bulldogs are you going to watch?
I'm going to watch the Sanford Bulldogs.
Do you have a favorite Bulldog over there,
I got a favorite Bulldog. My apologies, Trey Jemison. Never forget your name again. But, hey, I'm a Logan Dye guy. That's my dude since way back when. So, yeah, I'm going to watch Bucky and the guys tomorrow at home, 2 o'clock. Sanford, East Tennessee State University. Going to be a packed house. Some good hoops.
Go check out Sanford, folks. They've got a chance to get to the NCAA tournament and win their league. Coach Bucky McMillan's done a great job. Everyone knows he was at Mountain Brook for years, state championships, good friend of ours. But big Logan Dye from Haleville, Alabama, has a chance to be the SoCon Southern Conference Player of the Year, folks. The tear he's been on, and yes, he is one of ours. Jason trained him up in Haleyville, and he came to Sanford and has just had a stellar career. Scored his 1,000th point the other night, so we wanted to shout Logan out. He's a big Hyche Hoops fan. Might even be watching tonight. So shout out Logan, shout out Buck. Yeah, but people in Birmingham, go support your local teams. UAB had a huge win over Florida Atlantic the other night.
Got a big one at home at 3 o'clock
They
tomorrow.
do have a big one. Who are they playing?
They're playing Florida International.
It's international tomorrow night, and they just knocked off Florida Atlantic, who was number 19 in the country. Jelly Walker back.
His Jelly is back, and Tony is back. He played big last night. You got your boy AK's over there getting it done.
So Noah McAfee, Cameron Torbor, Seneca Robinson, Jake Hatch, Elijah Thomas come in and spell the starters. Fairley, Heron, London, Casito, and Brown. They were good tonight for the Hoover Bucks. Hey, I don't know who it's going to be. I told the coaches, both of them down there, at the same time they stand down there. Here's what I told them. I said, look, I'm going to tell y'all both the same thing. I can't wait to see the winning coach and the player of his choice join us after the game. That's a great little thing. That puts the player of their choice.
I'm choosing.
Not to.
I can't.
You can.
Let's do it. We're on a big fella.
We are, but we can't get down there. We're not telling him. We can't have him bring somebody up here and us tell him not the player of the game.
I hope he brings the little dude
You didn't
that cuts the power off.
With me and Posey did it, I decided in the last one I wanted the coach to choose it.
Okay.
At the last one. Now, we don't have to always do it. We got some dissension at Hyche Hoops here between Big Dub and Big BH.
I like the big.
Oh, I definitely like the big.
But
I like that pull right there by Richardson.
You could have one of any of these guys.
But it's not going to be enough tonight. The Hoover Bucks dominating the second half. Brought to you by DMS Color. They outscore Spain Park by 11 in the second half and win 55-43. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with our CLC Christian Life Church post-game show. Folks, we are back here post-game Christian Life Church CLC off of Valleydale, bringing you our post-game show. And I am joined by Salim London and Coach Scott Ware of Hoover. Guys, what in the world? I'll start with you, Mr. London. What in the world did this man say at halftime? My goodness, what happened in there?
What he told us was on the offensive side we were good, but on the defensive side we had to grind and get gritty. He told us that in order to win this game, we had to play defense at a high level, get rebounds at a high level, all the dirty work.
Well, all the dirty work was there in the second half, and it actually was in the first half, too. I thought Spain Park zone gave you a little bit of problem, Coach, but you adjusted well. And just the tenacity, though, the defensive tenacity, as Salim spoke of, to me, it was the passing lanes, especially on the perimeter. There were no easy passes, and you got your hands on some, and then you were able to attack down low.
Right. Well, one of the things we talk about is challenge everything. I mean, we've got that on one of our warm-ups. That's just something we've tried to do all year, challenge every shot, challenge every pass, meet every challenge head on. And for the most time, we do that. I thought we were a little passive in the first half. Give them credit. I mean, obviously, they do a great job. Coach Latch does a great job. His guys get to their spots. I thought we kind of forced them out of that and knocked them out of it a little bit in the second half. We always talk about the first 3 minutes. Most of the time, it's probably the most important part of the basketball game in the
100%.
second half. And we came out and we won that first 3 minutes big time. So I was proud of the guys.
Talk about you got Brown down low, man. What does it mean to have a post player down there that you can really get up into? It was really good for me because I couldn't guard anybody. So I could get up into people and know to send them back down there is going to be all right. But on offense and defense, to have a guy that can erase the rim and score at the rim, how important is that for your team?
That is very important. He's a really key factor in our games. He's a rim protector, and then on top of that, on offense, he can release pressure off of guards because everybody has to help down on him. They help down, leave a guard wide open, and he does a very great job of kicking it out to his guards. So, yeah.
One thing I want to, before I get back to Coach, I was the one thing about you I was more impressed with anything tonight was your ability to get in the lane when you were getting pushed at a young age and stay on balance and find your teammates and get. Is that something that you guys work on, like physicality? I know probably individual, but physicality. Your guards, Coach, like especially you didn't get knocked off your spot tonight.
The coaches, they always stress about playing off 2 feet.
Yes, that's where I was going.
And lately, that's what we've been working on, like every single practice. And they've been telling us every single practice. So, yeah.
That's what we work on every time we're teaching kids, every time. All right, so, Coach, you told me that the defense is the identity of this basketball team, and we saw it in the second half. You've got to be happy with the performance, but what do you have to get better at with this young team moving into the playoffs in the next couple of weeks to make that run that you really feel like these guys are ready for?
Yeah, I mean, well, we just got to, offensively, we've got guys that can score at every position. A lot of teams don't have that. Like, it's hard to help off just one guy because we're going to have 5 guys most of the time that can score. So, we work offensively, work on trying to be good offensively, but obviously our identities, like you said, is our defense. And we just have to defend at a high level. We have to trust each other. We have to stay connected on defense. Sometimes we guard, we're not necessarily connected.
Love that.
Like playing for each other and playing team defense. And when we do that, we're really, really good. And I thought we kind of got away from that in the first half, and I thought in the second half we were connected. And I thought if we challenged the passing lane, there was somebody there behind it. Yeah. And I thought that was kind of the key in the game. Kind of sped them up a little bit.
It did.
We want to play at a little bit of a not a breakneck pace, but we want to play a little faster pace than Spain Park does. And I kind of got on them a little bit at halftime because they were actually beating us in transition.
A couple of times
they were playing a little faster than they normally play. Give them credit, and it worked for them. But I thought we kind of got the game back at our pace, and that's kind of been our MO all year that, when we struggle a little bit, we kind of fall into playing the way the other team wants to play, and that's youth.
Yes.
And so we've been pushing that issue of be who we are because we're good when we want to be. So be who we are and do what we do. And if we do that, we're going to have a chance most nights.
Well, it's like you said, and I'll say it to you. It's if y'all are guarding, the tempo has to be fast because that means your energy's there. You're in the passing lanes. You're getting turnovers. You're running, and that's I just thought it was on display. And Hoover, I mean, it's the first time I've seen you guys in person, man. It's going to be hard for me to go against y'all on that 7-8. Played against your dad back in the SEC years ago. We had some battles, and I'll tell you what, I didn't like guarding him, and I'm glad I ain't ever got to guard you. But Coach, real quick, shooting to change. We talked about it on air. We went through and told the folks about it, and you and Coach Latch and everyone had. But please, why is that so important, and why do you want the message out about shooting to change?
You know, I'm real good friends with Drew Powell. Drew started this. The very first year he started it, he tried to hit his coaches that he's friends with just to get that awareness out there. You know, I just think with any good cause, we need to try to do what we can do as a program to try to get that out there. And this is one of the ones that we really push. I do it mainly for Drew and just to raise awareness for the kids with autism. I mean, you know, they deserve a shot like everybody else, and we got to get the word out there. So just proud of Chris. Chris actually came to me with the idea. We thought, what can we do to kind of, you know, make this game even better, and I think we did a good job with that tonight of bringing awareness.
I thought it was great, and we wanted to promote it on Hyche Hoops as well. But all right, young fella, I expect to see you when I'm doing that semifinal game in Birmingham. Is that a deal? You gonna be there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Congratulations, Stars
Thank you.
tonight, Coach.
Thanks, man.
Salim London, Coach Scott Ware, Hoover Bucks victorious tonight. Probably see him in Birmingham.